Welcome to Woz and Wire. Today we're talking about Phoong Jinzi's critical decision regarding the Sabah cabinet, specifically his very public and refusal to take a post in the state government.
And this is so much more than just a personnel update, isn't it? It's a profound political statement. It's coming from the chairman of the Sabah Democratic Action Party, Datuk Phoong Jinzi. We really need to dissect the principle he's using here because, well, in the context of Malaysian state governance, it's really unusual.
Absolutely. The decision itself is just striking. He comes out and publicly declares he will not be joining the Sabah state cabinet. So for you, the listener, the question isn't just why he did it. It's more about what this refusal signals about political accountability, about representation in Sabah right now.
Especially when the opportunity for power was right there on the table.
Yeah.
In a political environment where coalitions can be so fluid, just declining an invitation like that is highly unconventional. It really forces us to look past the usual political maneuvering and get into this idea of electoral legitimacy that he's championing.
Okay, so let's unpack that. Let's get into the precise rationale he gave. He explicitly said the whole decision was rooted in a lack of mandate from the people.
Yes, a lack of mandate. He felt that after the last state election cycle, the public just didn't give him or his party a clear authorization to be part of the government.
And what's so fascinating is how directly he connects that election result to the legitimacy of taking a top job.
Exactly. I mean, so many other political parties, especially at the state level, would argue the opposite. They'd say, we can serve our constituents better from inside the government.
Right. Get in there and make a difference.
But Phoong Jinzi is arguing something else entirely. He's suggesting that accepting power without a clear, strong public directive might actually, well, it might hurt his party's credibility in the long run.
So he's framing this as an act of, profound respect for the voters. He's essentially saying, the voters spoke, the outcome is the outcome, and for now, our place is in the opposition.
Precisely. But we have to ask the critical question here. Is this purely about principle? Or is it also a pragmatic calculation? I mean, think about it. If the seat he was offered was a minor one in a shaky coalition, then accepting it could expose him to a lot of criticism for very little actual power.
That's a really good point. Refusing the post could actually be the stronger political move in that scenario. It avoids being tied to potentially unpopular government decisions.
And it protects his freedom to be a critical voice. It's a trade-off between short-term perks and long-term political capital.
And those perks are not small. We're talking about a position that comes with influence, with resources, easily a six-figure annual package in ringgit, plus all the allowances. To walk away from that, citing a mandate issue, it instantly elevates his public profile.
It really does. So let's focus on that concept, on the mandate, specifically within Sabah's political scene, which is known for being, well, volatile.
To say the least, alliances shift constantly.
They do. And so achieving a strong, unambiguous mandate there often translates directly to stability and, more importantly, public legitimacy.
So if we look at the bigger picture in Sabah, this message seems aimed directly at voters who might feel like their voice got lost in the shuffle after the election.
Yes, he's signaling to them, we hear you. We hear the voters who feel unrepresented by how this government was formed. And we're refusing to participate until we have a clearer democratic mandate from you.
That is a high-stakes play.
It is. By refusing the seat, he strategically dodges that opportunist label, which can be absolutely toxic in Malaysian politics. It's a move designed to rebuild trust from the grassroots up, positioning him and the Democratic Action Party as guardians of principle, not just another group looking for a piece of the pie.
Has there been another recent example of this, a major state political figure walking away from a cabinet offer specifically because of mandate issues and not, say, a fight over which portfolio they get?
It's rare, very rare. Usually if a party gets a chance to join a coalition, even in a small role, they take it. They take it for the resources, for the influence, for a seat at the table. That's what makes Phoong Jinzi's statement so notable. It's forcing everyone to ask how much legitimacy a ruling coalition really has if a key figure from a major party says no on principle.
Okay, so if he's on the outside of the Sabah cabinet, what does that mean for his strategy now? I mean, the political work doesn't just stop. What's his declared path forward?
His public commitment was actually very clear on this. He thanked his voters, of course, and then he announced his intention to focus on cultivating and serving the community. The goal he stated was to re-earn the trust of the people. It's a clear pivot to being an opposition figure focused on community work and accountability.
Which means a heavy focus on local issues, on policy critique, but without the resources that come from being a minister. How effective can you really be in the Malaysian political landscape when you don't have that formal power?
That is the ultimate trade-off, isn't it? On one hand, you're free. You're free from compromise, from collective cabinet responsibility. But on the other hand, you sacrifice immediate access to state funding and formal decision-making.
A minister can direct millions of ringgit to a project. An opposition figure has to rely on lobbying and, well, political pressure.
Exactly. He's trading that short-term capability for long-term political freedom. If he were in the cabinet, he'd have to defend every government decision, even the unpopular ones. Staying out gives him total freedom to be a full-time critic for his constituents.
And he laid out some principles for this new path, right?
He did. He anchored his strategy in 4 core principles, which are essentially his new manifesto. Never give up, persevere to the end, maintain good intentions, and do your best. These aren't just, abstract slogans. They're a framework for grassroots work aimed at winning future elections, not just accepting a temporary prize right now.
That sounds like a long-term commitment. This isn't just a temporary retreat because he's upset. It's a methodical effort to win back public support over time. He's playing the long game.
He is. He's prioritizing the cultivation of public goodwill, which is a lot more durable than any ministerial appointment. And this strategy clearly positions the Democratic Action Party in Sabah as the loyal opposition, the watchdog.
So what are the immediate implications? How does this shake things up right now?
Well, for one, it makes the ruling coalition look a little less representative, doesn't it? It makes them more vulnerable to criticism about their legitimacy, especially if they struggle to connect with key urban demographics that the Democratic Action Party typically represents.
And for his own image, it has to be an immediate, unambiguous boost. In a country where people are constantly questioning the integrity of politicians, this is a very powerful, very clean message. It's hard to attack.
It's very hard to attack.
Yeah.
And it also reinforces the power of the ballot box itself. He's effectively telling every single voter that their decision matters. He's saying, even if you voted for us and we ended up in opposition, your vote is respected, and it directly influences our decisions about governance.
But let's play devil's advocate again. What's the downside? If you focus too much on principle from the outside, don't you risk becoming irrelevant, seen as a perpetual critic who can't actually deliver tangible results because you don't have access?
That's his challenge now. That's the tightrope he has to walk every single day. He has to prove that the political capital he's gained from this principled stand can translate into effective advocacy. He has to show he can deliver more for his community this way than the coalition partners who did accept cabinet posts.
Which would require an immense amount of work on the ground.
A huge amount. He'll have to get very creative with his state assembly development funds, with community organizing. It's not the easy path.
It's a fascinating play on the political chessboard, choosing long-term ethical standing over the immediate win of a cabinet seat, especially in a place like Sabah with such complex needs.
Indeed. And it forces every other politician in the state to look in the mirror and define their own mandate. Are they in power simply because the numbers worked out? Or are they there because the electorate explicitly wanted them to govern? That's the uncomfortable question that Datuk Phoong Jinzi has just forced onto the entire Sabah political stage.
His focus is now entirely on that external relationship with the community, not on internal party politics. He's saying the #1 priority is the people's will, not the satisfaction of getting a portfolio. It really makes him a benchmark, a benchmark against which future political moves in Sabah might be measured.
And for his supporters, that grassroots approach, combined with those 4 principles he laid out, it gives them a very clear sense of purpose. It gives them a mission, even while they're operating outside the main corridors of state power.
This decision by Datuk Phoong Jinzi really puts the spotlight on what an electoral mandate actually means and what a politician's true responsibility to the electorate is. It confirms that power shouldn't just be automatically accepted. It has to be earned constantly and justified by the clearest possible will of the people.
So I think the question for everyone watching is, does this change how you view political leadership? Does prioritizing a lack of mandate over a cabinet position, over power, fundamentally change what you expect from a politician in Malaysia?
Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.